Out of countless stones, Ziv's little hand grabbed this specific one. They brush off the dirt. It's carved. It's special. Okay, imagine this. A walk in the park turns into a 4,000-year leap back in time. How? Because a 3-year-old girl picks up a single, peculiar stone. It's early 2025 near Tel Azeka in Israel. Ziv Nitzan, just 3 years old, spots something glittering amongst the ordinary pebbles. It's not just a rock, it's a tiny 3,800-year-old Egyptian scarab amulet, a direct message from the Middle Bronze Age, found by pure chance. This tiny treasure connects us, right now, to a world almost 4 millennia gone. How did this piece of ancient Egypt end up in a field in modern-day Israel? And what secrets does it whisper about the forgotten connections between these two ancient lands? That's our mission today, to unravel the story of this scarab. So, Ziv is on a family walk. Her sister Omer watched as, out of countless stones, Ziv's little hand grabbed this specific one. They brush off the dirt. It's carved. It's special. Wisely, they report it straight to the Israel Antiquities Authority. And bingo, the IAA confirms it. 3,800-year-old, Middle Bronze Age. For her good deed, Ziv even gets a certificate of good citizenship. A reminder, right? Anyone can stumble upon history. As the IAA spokesperson said, if she'd just pocketed it, this piece of the past might have been lost to us forever. It's a team effort between curious folks and archaeologists. Now, where is this Tel Azeka? It's in southern Israel, in the Judean foothills overlooking the Valley of Elah. Yes, that Valley of Elah, David and Goliath territory. But Azeka's story stretches much, much further back. It was a strategic linchpin, a control point connecting the coast to the hill country, vital for trade and war. It's been settled since the early Bronze Age, heavily fortified during the Middle Bronze Age, precisely when our scarab was made. It was a major Canaanite city-state for centuries. Later, it was fortified by the Kingdom of Judah, one of the last strongholds against the Babylonians. Even the Assyrian king Sennacherib described its defenses as like an eagle's nest with towers that project to the sky. Strong stuff. This scarab was found at the base of the Tel. That's the archaeological term for a mound built up over centuries of building, destruction, and rebuilding. Layers upon layers of history like a cake made of time. Erosion likely just brought this amulet to the surface, waiting in what's now Britannia Park, open to hikers. It's amazing what weather and time can unearth. Let's look closer at the scarab itself. Oval small enough for a child's hand, carved underneath. It's shaped like a scarab beetle. Yes, a type of dung beetle. Sounds humble, right? But for ancient Egyptians, these beetles were potent symbols. Renewal, rebirth, the cycle of life. They saw beetles emerge from dung and connected it to the sun's journey, to regeneration itself. So these weren't just trinkets. They were seals for documents, badges of ownership, and powerful protective amulets for good luck, often inscribed with names or blessings. This specific one? It's Canaanite style, dated around 1800 BCE. It's made of steatite, once glazed but now worn to a light beige. A tiny hole shows it was likely worn as jewelry or hung from a seal. And the carving underneath? A gazelle nursing her young, depicted in profile, a symbol of vitality, nourishment, the mother-child bond. Maybe protection, fertility, or seeking divine favor. It's a universal theme etched onto a tiny stone, telling us about their deepest beliefs. But how did an Egyptian-style amulet end up here? To understand that, we need to picture the Middle Bronze Age, roughly 2100 to 1600 BCE. Forget the idea of isolated ancient kingdoms. This was an era of intense connection. Egypt and Canaan had close ties, trade, migration, cultural fusion. Egypt, particularly the Middle Kingdom, needed Canaan's resources: timber, copper, olive oil. We see this in Egyptian texts and tomb paintings. Canaanite cities like Azeka were trading hubs, sending wine, oil, resin, copper, livestock, even skilled workers to Egypt. In return, Egyptian goods like scarabs, alabaster vessels, linen, gold jewelry flowed into Canaan. Archaeologists find Egyptian cosmetics and Nile shells in places like Jericho from this period. physical proof of constant exchange. It wasn't just goods people moved too. Around 1700 BCE, the Hyksos, originally from Canaan, even ruled part of Egypt for about a century. This shows incredible interconnection. Culture flowed both ways. Egypt influenced Canaanite pottery, jewelry, religion. But Egyptians also adopted Canaanite things, like adding handles to their pottery, a Canaanite innovation, and adopting the scimitar sword from the Levant. Small items like scarabs might have even been diplomatic gifts between rulers, tokens of alliance or respect. Our little gazelle scarab is a tiny ambassador from this vibrant, interconnected past. This discovery adds another layer to Azeka's story. Professor Oded Lipschitz, leading the Tel Azeka excavations, confirms it fits with numerous other finds showing these ancient connections. But this scarab makes it personal. Someone in Azeka, 3,800 years ago, owned this, touched this, maybe wore this, a direct link to Egyptian culture or trade networks. It even helps archaeologists date the layers of the tell more accurately. And the fact a child found it, it underscores how history isn't just in museums or dig sites. It's under our feet. The IAA encourages reporting finds like this. It's collaboration. This scarab, now part of Israel's national collection, will be studied, maybe reveal more secrets, and eventually go on display. Heritage Minister Amichai Eliyahu rightly called it a connection to the grand story of this land, noting that even children can be a part of discovering history. Who owned this scarab? What did it mean to them? Daily protection? A status symbol? A gift? We can only wonder. But this single artifact illuminates a vast network across the ancient Near East. It's evidence of Bronze Age globalization. We see similar proof elsewhere. That elite burial in Jericho with Egyptian jewelry, the fragment of an Egyptian sphinx found way up in Hazor, likely a diplomatic gift centuries after it was made. Scarabs are common finds across Bronze Age Israel, Megiddo, Gezer, Lachish, some even bearing pharaohs' names. Egyptian pottery, beads, inscriptions pop up all over the Levant. It all paints a picture of widespread Egyptian influence and constant interaction. The Tel Azeka scarab is one piece in this giant puzzle, found by chance by a curious child. It bridges millennia, connecting an ancient Canaanite life with a modern family walk. It reminds us, as archaeologist Uri Berger said, Israel is one big archaeological site. History is alive, buried just beneath the surface. What other stories are out there, etched onto stone or hidden in the earth, just waiting for the right moment, the right person, to be brought back into the light?